It will only probably take about an hour session. People take you to the Seventh-day Adventist Church. You organize for Dr. Jones to come across here. Dr. Jones is an obstetric and gynecologist, a specialist medical officer. He's currently the coordinator of POMGEN, ONG division of Port Moresby General Hospital. So Emi Kamlo here now. Doctor is very well known within the church circles for doing a healthy lifestyle advocacy sessions. I'm so making one time I'm going to he also talk. He is also he practices what he preaches. He's also a vegetarian as well. So he's going to be giving some sessions. This is also question answer one of my sessions as well. So you got some question them, please you can be able to give now Dr. Wanim Savem got and can be able to give him the you know what I mean all important or workman, logman lamb, so me talk hamama straight or same time you go inside the time you penetrating S2 you must be a healthy workforce now you go inside the work the good because we had a lot of stress. We have our routine operational workload making also not apply independence readiness work where government workload team come down the plan. So me plan amama so you plan to make time you plan of your very busy schedules. You can now have this session for yourselves while doctor is here. Now please feel free to engage now asking questions. Doctor is here, he can be able to answer whatever it is that you also bothering you in regard to healthy lifestyle living. Thank you. I'm Lucille and Dr. Thank you. And before we start anything, by me all get a stand. Sorry, invite me all to stand. Now by me asking Dr. Greg, you can open him the session one time a word of prayer.
All right. Here we come, Lord God, Lord, pray. Here we pass in mind. God 3-1. Nipla give him glory, praise, na honor, Lord, you. Timing him, belong you. Success him, belong you. Challenge me, face him, Lord, and we bring him, to understand him. What we can do. Choices in life we make every day. Every now and then, Lord, we that task to make him. And one of them, and above all, is to glorify your name in whatever we do. Your body is the temple of the living God. This session, Lord, Nipla commit him again, Lord, you. Use him workman, belong you, Elder Jones. Once again, whatever me prepare him, Lord, inspire him, this morning, and we can assist him, to see where we are, and to make good decisions in the coming years that Mipla by stop. Papa God, Mipla invite him. Come stop na melo Mipla, go pass lo Mipla, na come behind lo Mipla. Display me pray Mipla ask him, long name long you Jesus Mipla bed and all sem na all get a talk. Amen.
Lord Napla. So through this session, Bangla try and karma maybe triple health talk, but I'll try and squeeze everything together. So at least you can have some knowledge to help yourself and why you need to be healthy as well. So first one, it's a murder mystery. Besides, I like him on murder mystery. Was a walk pining out white man and die. You by looking at some TV shows, one man and die now online like walk pining out. Hey, white man, this man and die. One plan kill him or no guy? You see some blood stains, maybe you see a knife with blood on it. Is this a murder or suicide or when something come up? So this is a murder mystery. Who killed John? Who's that and kill him John? Maybe by time find him out. Now John was born in rural PNG. Maybe we can talk about mountains of Buing or Wampla Hapla. Maybe put him in Buka context. Bougainville context. So he was born there now. And been monkey lo place, bush monkey, but then go school, and been school good, and been achieve, and been succeed. Now Lodisla so been Salimem go lo high school. Or Salimem go lo high school and then making good lo have go lo university and kiss him degree blame. And then after this la degree and go kiss him one big pla walk. Now this la big pla walk will pay him good straight. All them go now I'm able to buy him one nice pla house, lo Mosby, go start lo Mosby. Now then I'm buying nice car too. Then I've got nice family. Nice family where I'm married to what people were talking about light skin Mary or brown skin Mary. So So all got nice pla beginning, money I'm lot too good too, and make you all get something good. Na community I'm liking them straight. Even online lo place talk, you come back na come up member. Me plan need me lo come up member na talk about me work past time. So I'm selling money come, developing place. Even without government, I'm selling money come. So John was a very important member of the society. And even selling money come, build him some church lo place too. So all get a man like him John Thomas. Now John am friendly. One time you go to Mosby now. John invite him, you go to Airways Motel or Airways Hotel, you know motel, you want a hotel. 5-star hotel lo Port Mosby. Now you plug okay some kind even this la sip or cutting na styling lo one kind way. Now you look in price below this la meal and ordering live 200 kina. So John and order him some kind meal na. Then next one come, how much around you plug you block a story go na you hamas lo John too na you talk hey John. Online lo place that people ting lo or like you come up member, you come back. Na John talk hey me no like lo this la ting past time. You me straight him some na plus something. So you took block a story go na you notice him was and John start lo go pale lig. John talk but I'm not pulling in good. I'm go pale na I'm start sweat. Now you wonder when him something come up lo John. Now you know long time John him actually collapse. Pull down go lo floor. When him something come up lo John. So you sing out him all waitress, all get a line lab, or come halivim, you will try lo, halivim John, even ambulance service will come. Karim John go, but time all arrive the emergency department. John was dead on arrival. So unfortunately, all declare him John dead, or line Karim body go lo house, or mourn blame, and then Salim go lo funeral home. Night you go come up lo house cry. Now you start the house cry, you go lo drink tea. You go to drink tea one time one man. You go stop on the one man. You have some man or story na kerab na talk. And John I'm making plan this and now line lo place jealous le. Line lo place almost got some strong la puri line lo going. All turme some la legi puri la na all kill him John. So I must poison na all kill him. Now then some la kerab na you less lo harim this la talk so you go to nabla kona well saving biscuit na you go kisi biscuit you kage start na you have nabla kerab na talk. John a meeting was on Sanguma Maskay. Because must go to a place this time, Sambla line Lulu blame, Kage Lewa blame, no realize. Come to town round or some die man. Now I'm all marking time blame and die. So you are in this like you give up Ken, you go to Nabla Kona. You go to Nabla Kona, Nabla. Line on sit down or guitar now look strumming stop or care na story na talk. John I'm some very plenty good work lo big man. Plenty good work lo big man na devil and jealous. Devil and Bella. Now devil and kill him John. Salim won't like angel him come and knock him out John. So the devil killed John. So who do you think killed John? Was it poison? Was it Sanguma? Or was it the devil? Those are the three main suspects of house cry or calling name. Who killed John? Now the family all know like Harim this law get a story. Masia, you mean lo make him walk animal goods or ask him or doctor lo make him one for operation lo body blood John or call him post-mortem or autopsy. So I'll make him autopsy lo John. The doctor planning lo autopsy or send lewa blood John him actually died. Now reason him died and because blood vessel blood lewa and block. Now why blood vessel blood lewa and block? Because blow way John's a kaikai. John's are like him plenty or good plakaikai. Where plenty of you like him today. I'm like him cream bun, I'm like him this loud cupcakes, I'm like him chips, I'm like him kakruk, I'm like him kind of something rich kai. So Lord this last, all blood vessel blood John have been blocked. Now Lord this last John been kissing heart attack. And I am die. So who killed John? Was it poison? Sanguma? Or was it the devil? Who said kill him John? One of them thinking believe now. Okay. Lifestyle? Believe it or not, John killed himself. John killed himself. Because who puts the food in your mouth? No kat mapla man you plus table you plus asleep lo bed na Mary sa comfy you bla. No you get something kagay go lo mouse. No kat mapla Mary you stable you queen house na man blue but am put him kagay lo mouse. And true you blow get us put him kagay go lo mouse you play it. So it's our own choices that cause us to get killed or kill ourselves. So our choices will either mean life or death for us. Now if you look at it, lifestyle diseases or diseases of choice make up most of the top 10 killers on this ground. So if you look at the chart, WHO, these are the top 10 causes of death in 2019. Ischemic heart disease from blocked arteries. Lifestyle disease, that's number one. More than 9 million deaths in a year in 2019. Stroke, more than 6 million deaths. That's also from blocked arteries, mostly. So more than 6 million deaths in 2019. Now this law dates when you call him, that's for countries that report it. PNG is one of the countries that does not report properly. So it's not, we don't add to those statistics properly. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. This Sotwin Lopros were over like a lifetime of damage to the chest. The number one cause blood is smoking. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. And then if you look down here, lower respiratory tract infection, smoking also contributes to that. Unclean air contributes to that. Pneumonia, that's what this green one is. And this conditions that come up with baby, or either born too early or they get infection and shortly after they're born, or no current good, mama no current good, no Sotwin. These ones take up number 5 position. Number 6 position, airway cancers, again from smoking. Most of the airway cancers are from smoking. Then you look and sick blokuru. Plenty or white man, today you look him and all go lapunia, kuru blood sting. Memory or losing personality blow bagarap. They are not the people they were when they were young. They can't even recognize their children. They can't remember things. They can't function in society anymore. Lapun Bloyumi before, Lapun Bloyumi is strong, huh? But you look in Lapun even today, lo PNG, Lapun Bloyumi is strong as your Lapun lo before. Our old people are deteriorating. In other words, now you plus up, you are not old people, but in the next 20 or 30 years when you become old people, you will notice that you will not be as strong as your forefathers. You will not be as functional as your forefathers. We also go fishing, also making garden, we are deteriorating. So even these brain conditions that are coming are all from lifestyle diseases. Diarrheal disease and hygiene related to poverty and kind of sema. Diabetes and nalpla. Diabetes actually contribute to cancers and contribute to stroke and contribute to heart disease. So I'm actually karma a bit more. Nalpla putting kidney disease is largely due to diabetes. So all of this you can see, if we remove this one, neonatal conditions, and we remove diarrheal disease, the top 10, 8 of them are lifestyle related. Lifestyle related. This means that we can choose what we want to die from. In other words, people are understanding good, we can choose. But who sides are like choose all by die heart attack? Who said like choose all by die stroke? Who said choose all by die from kidney failure? Look at one blood are choosing Mosema. And that's the thing about lifestyle disease, subtly come, imperceptible. You by look save or you by kissing this sick. Like slowly by start on the news and it's go white rice. You know so like in pastime, but you trying. And then in a long time. White rice is the only thing you like. Garden kake lo place you like the white rice. You creamy want the coconuts. This land people are liking more than people are liking garden kake. So it comes in and slowly we change. Like me no think lo expecting most more line lo buka out sakage white rice. But me come lo here na, me just look a few patients na. Then me realize was one la main kake lo line lo buka and white rice. So I didn't expect that in a place where kaikai am cheap, garden kaikai am cheap, now plentiful. So when I'm something people are looking no most people spread no get a happiness. So things happen subtly. You don't expect it to happen. You don't think that you will die from this sickness, but subtly you by kissing on something whereby enabling you will die. Just like John, our person in the story. Then we start off with place, but then move to the city and slowly but surely taste them change. You know man look abus too much, but slowly abus and come inside. You know man look sweets na grease too much, but slowly this little something come apart the lifestyle blend. Maybe before I'm so walk about drive the distance, but as he grew older, I'm not so walk about them drive a nice car blend. So over time you'll notice these changes, and some of you might have started at 60, 50 kilos, 70 kilos when you're in your sweet 16, Now some of you are hitting beyond 100, 90 and above. So you'll notice this is just from those subtle changes. You know, you intend to come up tripler, but then slowly will come up. And then before long, you go by increasing size blood trousers, increasing size blood dress, and then you get bigger and bigger. Also, there's some parts of Africa where they like big women. So they feed the women to make them big because they think big is beautiful. But me not think I'm similar here. But slowly but surely people are what? Before me plus I call him on million baby, me plus I talk size what? 20, 26, 28, size 28. Now you bahar no planning about size 28 million baby. So I still call it plenty no lick anymore. Plenty big plant. So one same thing is happening in Duka is happening there. So it's not different anywhere in the world. So many of us don't realize, also this is important, many of us don't realize the importance of a healthy diet. You know, a lot of you can remain healthy and remain within a normal weight if you control what you're eating. But it requires discipline. You must discipline in your ear. Like one play like offering this but you must listen. Like for me, I discipline myself. I can choose to eat anything, but I discipline myself. So me kage or plants that's all. Na me no kage white bread, white rice, corn noodle or biscuit. Me just kage or whole foods, unprocessed foods. So me just go for all whole foods na plant based. I get my protein from the plants. So me just start with I've been a vegetarian since 2007. So I was on fish for most of it, and then for 3 years now I've just gone totally plant-based. Plant-based. And I haven't died. We start life here. We start life here. So you know, one have something to become a vegetarian, you still be healthy, you still be okay. And these foods are very important. Many of us don't realize these foods have lots of things where I'm stuff good. Now one important something this also called it fiber. Fiber is actually something where body blaming hard to absorb it. EMSA just passed through. But time and pass through, EMSA got him some beneficial effect in the body. EMSA just go out nothing, EMSA helping body one time something. One of the things EMSA helping body one time is EMSA controlling way where sugars are run go inside the system. So time you kiss him kaike, we got him fiber. Sugars are run ECC go inside the bloodstream below you. EMSA should go inside. EMSA go ECC inside the bloodstream. So it passes through slowly. Now when you take all kaikai, we all got processed foods. Most of the foods we're eating today, these foods here, are all of us friends with these foods? Familiar with them, huh?
Yes.
Okay, all sabe this. This all kaikai you make kisim, time you make kisim, because they don't have fiber, they are processed. This all get the sugar will stop inside, or soup go across inside the system, straight into the bloodstream. And the problem with that, time you got him sugar will run across. Almost all of our body can control the sugar levels. All of the cells of our body can control him sugar level, but he got 1 plus cell. 1 plus cell where not control him sugar level. Can you guess which cell in the body where hard or control him sugar level? Like if the sugar levels come in too quickly, brain cell blue can either end by blocking bunnies or end by pumping out extra sugar. Cell blow bell rope 2 can blocking bunnies blend and pumping out extra. Cell blow boon all can control him sugar level blow. But there is only one cell in the body where hard or control him sugar. Can you guess which one that is? Okay, some say kidney, some say heart, some say. So believe it or not, it's the lining of your blood vessel. This lining of blood drop me. It's not the whole blood vessel. Blood vessel got triple layers. You got one outside caramap, namel where muscle and stuff, and then inside caramap. Inside caramap blood drop here. EMSA hard lo controlling blood sugar level. Lo talk plus white man, all by talk endothelial cell. That endothelial cell cannot control its blood sugar. Now suppose you look in here, it's very thin. You look at the red blood cell. Your red blood cell, in a drop of blood, there are approximately 250 million red blood cells in a drop of blood. 250 million. Meaning it's extremely tiny. Extremely tiny, these little cells. So suppose this is a red blood cell and white blood. Now you look in this lining blow inside the blue drop and lick, it means it's very small, very fine. But that tiny thing inside, when lining all get a blood drop blooming. Now you think in blood drop and go all get a have body. It goes to your eyes, goes to your brain, goes to your heart, goes to your kidneys, it goes to your organs, your liver, your stomach, everywhere in your body, your fingers, your toes. So, and even for the men, it goes to the penis as well. So you see, if this one is damaged, lol man, but you got sexual dysfunction as well. Erection by bagarapto. So that's the result. That's what happens with diabetics. A lot of diabetics, they find it hard to have an erection for the men because of this damage to this special part of the blood vessel. And what the important something straight. So you look in this happen and got plenty functions. Some of the functions, when you your blood is flowing through and you need to work or you're stressed or you need to exercise, your blood vessels are meant to open up. Now this endothelial cell, this inside caramel blood clot also facilitating this really small chemical will open up. If they don't open up, they are not releasing this little chemical, then your vessel will stay the same size. Now blood will flow at a greater pressure. And that's how you have high blood pressure. Some of you have that high blood pressure already. And the reason is just because there's damage to the lining of your blood vessels. So they're not doing the job they should do. Not plus something, I'm helping one time, I'm stopping of blood or clot. So blood flows, but it never clots. Only when they cut you, that's the time it should clot. But now we find that there are people who are developing blood clots without anything at all, just because their blood vessel lining is unhealthy. So developing the leg, and it travels up to the heart, and then the heart pumps it to the lungs, and then they have death to the lungs, because then we're blocking on blood drop or supplying lung. So that can be very dangerous, and you die within a matter of minutes. we see that especially for people we're going to operate on or developing this blood clot condition, because they remain inactive or sleep low bed after the operation, and then the blood clot forms. But main one blood is inside caramel blood drop. Now plus something to this inside caramel blood drop, I'm providing them stopping cancer or growth, I'm holding him inside or stop healthy, so you know that swelling blood joints, all these things. It stops inflammation, stops the body from swelling and getting kind heavy. So I've got plenty important work, apart from blood pressure too. Now apart from blood flow. When you damage your cells because of the sugar, now I'm all sugar and flow come. Then by start damaging this inside caramel blood drop. The time them start damaging, then what happens is that this smooth lining, where nothing should stay on, this smooth lining, and now grease can go sinan on top. Now grease can start grow inside. And time grease grow inside, this is, see a normal blood rope, where no got one grease and stuff inside, blood can flow freely through. Now you look inside caramel blood drop and lick part that's all blood. This blood drop there. Lick part. Now time and bugger up, grease and start growing, and sit down inside and start to block you. And for most of us, when we are hitting our 20s, most of us have a little bit of grease on the inside of our blood vessel. Time we go to 30s, it looks more like this. And in our 40s. So some of us, without realizing, our blood vessels to our heart is actually looking like this. So you can see, plenty space blood flow around the lewa, or kidney, or one organ and supply, or kuru. So you end up with a stroke or a heart attack, or damage to the kidneys, or damage to the body. And if a bit of that grease breaks off, a blood clot forms on the inside. And then you end up with death, one and half this blood drop and current costa. So that's what happens with a stroke or a heart attack. And all of that is because the lining of the blood vessel is damaged. Now, one walk blow fiber. I just want to show you something about fiber. This line all in red and pink are countries in the world where are not getting enough fiber, enough garden kaikai or diet blow. Suppose you look good in country where white man pull up land, or influence blow white man and strong plan. North America, Canada, Alaska, you come to South America, then you go and get a northern parts of Africa, South Africa, then you go to Middle East, you go to Europe, Asia, come across to Northern Asia, then you come to Southeast Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. all get a ono sakisi mina fiber lo kai kai blood. Now one and one way lo look service I was you got enough fiber lo kai kai blood. Maybe me ask him lo different way. One and one way where you look service you kiss him enough wara lo body blue. Lo one pla day. Looking one and blue. Urine, piece. Color of the piece should be very light yellow, almost clear. If it's clear, too much water or it's cold. If it's yellow, you're not drinking enough water. If I'm orange or red or black, you have something wrong with your kidneys. So it should be very light yellow, almost clear. And color of the piece, normal color. So how about you look somewhere? So you got good plan, fiber or diet. And you buy look somewhere or pek blue. Pek blue should one kind or some consistency, one kind or some mau banana. Tingi mol mau banana or imsa kagelo market ya. Them got shape, and them soft. Okay, but them not fall apart. That's a good pek. Me no talk you plan logo skelly pek. Only now. We not talking logo house na maybe you send online by come get you na foul one. But good la lo use scaling. Some problem people crack na bla kind him come out. Some them come out some pek lo meme likli kon drop. Some people who struggle lo pek. People who tight him na pass inside lo toilet make some noise. And because slow, not enough fiber. If you have enough fiber, you should be using the toilet twice a day. And pek by calm, and by calm relax, and by rouse tasol come out. You by no tighting and maybe kind. And by come up alright. So this long little country and line lo tighting. Nipla lo buka to no can tighting. No can go once every 2 days. Suppose you go once every 2 days, you clear finish. You don't got enough fiber. Then one plus sick will come up big lo mosby too lo this land. And also appendicitis. Appendix will go fire lo this because time pekpeks are strong. Them so go pull up in appendix and come up in solo appendix. Appendix am no meant lo holding pekpek. But time pekpek and pressure and build up them so shooting go lo appendix now appendix go so. Them so go bagara. Now doctors are cutting na rouse. So mostly before me plus looking appendicitis lo 20 plus years old. Now me plus looking lo 10 years old, 12 years old. Because I'm online kage bagara as soon as all come out of film lo baby. So that's what's happening. So fiber intake, you notice in this little country me like you lo loki lo here. Because I'm going to show you another graph. This graph is a graph showing the countries with diabetes. The ones that are red and brown have the most diabetes. Red, brown, orange. Australia, New Zealand, Southeast Asia, India, Middle East, Europe, northern parts of Asia, northern Africa, South Africa, then you go to South America, North America. Do those countries look familiar to you? They are the same countries with what? Low fiber. One kind of so. So diabetes incidence goes up if you don't have enough garden food. And it's not rocket science. You know, 1 plus something we're high. And plus you have more diabetes when you don't eat garden food. And then look at this one, breast cancer incidence. The breast cancer risk goes up in these countries, North America, South America, in Southern Africa, in the Middle East, in Europe, Northern Asia, in parts of Southeast Asia, and then Australia and New Zealand. All of these ones have increased risk. Reminds you of our previous graph? Yes. So your risk for breast cancer, for women, even men too can get breast cancer, your risk goes up than you notice in garden cake. Amazing, huh? And then you look in this line, graph, you know, putting title over here, but the countries with red, these countries suffered the most from COVID. They suffered the most. They found that the highest mortality were on man by COVID were countries that had diabetes. Diabetes was the strongest risk factor for death. Diabetes, being obese, having high blood pressure. And a good number of you are going towards obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure. So like if COVID were to sweep through them, chance will die by increase. Like in other words, sickness and death is coming because we are walking away from our garden diets. You understand me? You can live longer, but what we are choosing to eat is causing us to die earlier. And there are more cancers I can put up. There are more graphs that shows that cancer will come up big plan. These all countries we all got low fiber intake. All types of cancer, prostate cancer, breast cancer, ovarian cancer, cancer of the womb, all get a Islam related to lifestyle. Lifestyle and playing big impact on top of Islam. So, one question me like asking you, are lifestyle diseases truly diseases of the 21st century? One I'm thinking blue blah. Disease blo today. Tunggu na blue me no gata. So you mean by talk of disease blo today, yeah. But suppose me blah digging go back. Well, white man been like Bible because there's a text in the Bible. Exodus 15 verse 26, big man and talk through Moses and talk and said, if thou wilt diligently hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, and will do that which is right in his sight, and will give ear to his commandments, and keep all his statutes, I will put none of these diseases upon thee, which I have brought upon the Egyptians, for I am the Lord that healeth thee. Now, God and talk, suppose you had him talk, and you behind him. And he said it in two different ways. If you will diligently hearken to the voice of the Lord, and one way and put him, another way and put him and talk, if you will give ear to his commandments, and keep all his statutes. In other words, you hadn't mean and you behind him when we talk. But he repeated it twice. If something is repeated twice, it's for emphasis, huh? So you like him manual or make him, so you repeat him. So I'm by clear. I'm like him blue. So I must make him. So big man repeating twice, and I get up and talk, I will put none of these diseases upon you which I have brought upon the Egyptians. Suppose you hadn't talked Lumina behind him. So question is, what were the diseases of the Egyptians? See, all white man all start like making walk by him out. This was one of the most powerful societies who have been started before. Superpower, one kind of in China today. They were a superpower. Now, plenty of countries are Rangolol or Halibim, even Israel, been like Rangolol or Kisim Halibim or time of Syria, Assyria or like fight one time more. So they were quite powerful. And rich people were usually mummified. Some of the organs taken out, placed in jars, and the rest were embalmed. So they will always stay the same. They tried to keep them from undergoing rotting. They didn't want them to become purely bones. So I'm trying to preserve him all. Now put him all a solid gold coffin. You mean one problem is go gold coffin too or no? Banguna stuff here, but by no gold coffin. This Lord line, they were so rich that they put their royalty into gold coffins. Now put him hamas layer of coffin on top. So all white man like making walk pan him out, all scientists like making walk pan him out. Why these people died? Now put him all go a CT scan. I was surprised that we have a CT scan in Buka. So I'm good plan. So they put them into the CT scan and make him walk pan him out. Now CT scan and also make X-ray and can look go inside straight. So all time all look go inside, all looks out some this all line. All die low. Heart attack, stroke, cancer, diabetes, kidney disease, all the diseases that we have today, these people died from. So, and these people lived 3,000 years ago. But suppose we look in all recipe blow, cake blow, got milk, eggs, got butter inside, all get a recipe blow, one sugar, one kind of some recipes believe me today. Kage plenty abus, kage plenty of refined flour, refined rice, all these things they were eating in Egypt before. So this is how they died. The sicknesses we have today are actually sicknesses from before. People are adopting lifestyle blow line blow Egypt. Now also got him on 7 blow no making walk, all it or relax and stuff. All no walk about plenty, all no making plenty walk. Now go making garden. So the diseases of the Egyptians are the diseases we see today. Now, you play alright low, me continue one the last health talk you play or must finish. This last one is the reason why you and I need to be healthy. Why do you and I need to be healthy? So I think this is an important one to cover everything. Hopefully you have some practical advice already. Yeah? So 1 and 1 plus something you can say is if you go away today, what can you change today?
Your old habits.
Your old habits, yes.
So at the end of the day, the moral of it is you are what you eat.
You're what you eat. Your choices, you become your choices, the sum of your choices. All of us are the sum of our choices. All of us are the sum of our choices. So if we choose something, eventually we will become what we choose. So one of the simplest things we can change that will make us healthy is our diet. And remember, when you make a change, the blessing is also for your family. I'm true or no?
Yes.
You're also preventing your children from getting the sicknesses that you might have now. You're also helping your wife and your husband not to have the problems you might have now. You'll be preventing so many problems. Women, you will be preventing early widowhood. Husbands, you will be preventing, early widowhood too. All these things you can prevent. So there's so many benefits we can look at. So what is the reason we need to be healthy? In the Western world, there is a big push now to be healthy. White man. Because they're realizing that a lot of the diseases are lifestyle related. So they are trying to push to get healthy. So you see a lot of people pushing a lot of diets. Some talk Mediterranean diet and good. Some talk vegan diet and good. Some talk no diet blow intermittent fasting and good. So 16 hour tasol you fast no kan 8 hour. This is window you kai. So they might put that window between 6 a.m. to what's 8 hours, 2 p.m. Only eat there, and after that, no eating. Or they might put a 6-hour window, 4-hour window, intermittent fasting. People are doing that now. Kind diet come, and people are confused. What is the right one? Sample kerap na talk. You just eat kaya grease taso. Keto diet. Kaya grease na abus. Don't eat carbohydrate. So rice na kauka want something musky. Just pure meat and grease. Some people are liking this diet. Pure meat and grease. Keto diet. So what is the right diet? Because everyone is pushing all these things just because people want to live longer. People don't want to die. So why do people want to be healthy? And the truth is, for most of the Western people, it's what my son once told me. My son asked me, this is my third one, Joshua, he's 7. When he was 6, he asked me, Dad, him talking me, Dad, I don't want to die. I'm not asking, but him talking me, Dad, I don't want to die. So why are you asking this? Like, you 6 years old now, you thinking lo die please. But him sample thinking blames I get up. Even though he's 6, he thinks like a teenager. So thinking blame advanced. But through to mass I'm understanding what will happen to each and every one of us. No got one problem, you mean like cease lo exist. You mean like continue lo live yet. Now, through to mass lo Bible and big man to put him osam, God has put eternity into our hearts. No one wants to die. Who said man like die lo here? No one, I had a professor, Professor Blomi and been man lo Ghana, one good friend Blomi. He was in his 70s and I was in my 30s and we were best friends. That's an amazing thing. We were best friends. Good friends. And when he was on his deathbed, and been got him cancer, and when he was dying, I could see in his eyes that him like continue to live. And less to die. And die time is 78. But he didn't want to die. I don't think anyone, even in the 80s or 90s, or like die. I'm true. Suppose people go to this age, but people like die too. No got that. All get a man like start life. No one wants to cease to exist. That's the truth about humanity. But we will all die. And the motive for why we want to be healthy is the main reason why we fail to stay healthy. Because most people, they want to be healthy because they don't want to die. People understand it, man. They want to be healthy because they don't want to die. And that's the wrong reason to be healthy. It's like why planting man marries a come lo lotu because all less lo go hell. And wrong reason. And one kind reason was a small man wearing seatbelt lo must be. All wear him seatbelt because all less lo police by Pokemon. But why should you wear a seatbelt? Safety. Safety. Before the car takes off, your seatbelt is on. Not time you come looking police na seatbelt come on top. And wrong reason. So to go to church too, most people are like that. They don't want to go to hell, so they're going to church. They want to go to heaven. And sometimes I make a joke and I tell these people, Mr. Togi congregation, Mr. Togi online, we give help talk. What if there is one space left in heaven? Now, Jesus and looking all get and kera no tokaya outside man by mipla kisim lo film one space here. Planting man marry gupla Christian man marry stuff. One plus space that's all. Now then Jesus look go Tokyo Lenjola. I think mipla kisim tallest one. So Mr. Togol marking me because I am the tallest. Now me go kiss him place. Now me ask him congregation, but you come next week lo tu ken. Now all get us a talk no God. Talk look him. You come lo tu lo go lo heaven. I'm wrong. You should go to church. Why? Why should you go to church? Because you love the Lord. Huh? You go to church because you love the Lord. It's regardless of whether you go to heaven or not, whether I go to heaven or not. And it's the same reason why all of us are in a relationship, in a marriage. Huh? You're not there for the children. Planty line also like divorce. Also talking me, I'm only in the relationship because of the children. Now let me ask him this area. So, did you marry your husband because of the children? So no. Why did you marry your husband? Because I love you. So why should you stay in the relationship? Because I love you, not because of the children. You understand me? Our motive is important. So if our motive for staying alive is because we don't want to die, that's the wrong motive. Because once the fear goes away, you will go back to what you're doing again. You understand me? Yeah? So we need the right motive. Why should we be healthy? So this is why Mikla by trying to go through the Bible, now understanding one of my stress, Mikla should stop healthy. He got one vision where big man been giving Lord John, Lord Revelation 22. It sounds complicated, but we'll work it down and you can understand it. In Revelation 22 verses 1, 2 and 3, big man talking John, or I'm showing John this vision. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out from the throne of God and of the Lamb. And in the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the river, was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. And there shall be no more curse, but the throne of God and of the Lamb shall be in it, and his servants shall serve him. Now, let's put it in a picture form. This is the streets of gold in heaven. Or street of heaven and gold, and they say it's transparent gold, clear. If you say this like yellow color, make like gold, it's because of impurities and look yellow. If gold is in its purest form, it's actually almost transparent. So the streets of heaven are actually of pure gold, fine gold. Now, on top of this throne, according to vision, John, Revelation 22, I'm showing us a throne, king and staff. Now, what was coming out from the throne? A river of water of life. And what was on either side of the river of water of life when come out the throne? Tree of life on either side. The tree of life is there, and I'm carrying one fruits. I'm carrying all fruits each month. I'm bearing 12 manner of fruits. Good plan. Now we are trying to understanding living. Now Lord, government, believe me, how many arms of government do we have? Three, yeah. One and one plan. Legislative, we're all making law, now how country by run. Executive, which is to do with the everyday running of the country, business decisions, all these things, trade decisions, and stuff like that. And then the last one, judiciary, yeah, and enforcing on law, interpreting law, enforcing. Okay, suppose you got king. Who said by making this law get a triple walk? King by making. So the king is the executive council, king is the legislative council, king is the judiciary. Everything. So if you see a vision here, and I'm to kingdom, logo them stuff, and I'm to throne them stuff. I'm not meaning was and throne them stuff, nothing. I means so some king must sit down under the throne stuff. So if the king is sitting on the throne, I'm sitting down nothing, or I'm making walk, and I'm sitting down stuff. And make him walk. So this is obviously a scene of judgment. It's a scene of judgment, but if you look him, you start looking on the way sana front the judge lokotaos. Like all man are in court case, now you go stand up in port plan the front the judge. Remember look funny, judge but talk you long, current this law plan ko. But the vision of John and I'm showing all plant or this a tree of life in front of the throne. So it's a confusing thing. It's a strange scene of judgment. But we will use another part to understand this, and you will understand the meaning of why you and me should stop healthy. So this is a scene of judgment, and remember that the water of life comes from the throne and it feeds the trees. Now trees all got life. So good. Now, there's one thing I wanted to say. Maybe I might say it later. But you plan to thing in this land. Good. Now we see that What does the water of life represent? What does the tree of life represent? Anyone? No one, huh? Okay, we'll understand from the next passage. The good thing about the Bible is I got passage where I explain him something where cloud in vision. So in Psalm chapter 1, this is something where start clouded. David and make him come less clear, or Psalm chapter 1. There's also a scene of judgment, but something is replaced. There's no trees in the scene of judgment there. No trees in Psalm chapter 1. So follow with me. Just stay with me and then see what it says here. In Psalm chapter 1 verses 1 all the way to verse 5. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doeth he meditate day and night. People understand him this lapata. Okay, we go to verse 3. And he shall be like a what? Tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season, and his leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. So suppose judgment come up, who side man by son up inside of judgment? According to verse 5. The righteous, not the ungodly. Righteous or by son up. Now, righteous, why are they standing there? Why are they considered righteous? What does it say in verse 1 and 2? Because ono bianim no good passing. Now, all get a much blood step inside lo bianim law of big man. What's a thing him law of big man, what's a make him? It's for that reason that they are standing in the judgment. And they are considered to be what? Like what? Trees planted by the rivers of water. Karam Kaikai. People understanding this law or no? God? So what is replaced? Let's look at the scene of judgment again, the strange scene of judgment. What is replaced in this scene of judgment? The trees are replaced. And what are they replaced with? People, the righteous people. So people are putting people now, Laha. Now does the vision make a bit more sense? So there is the throne of God, and it's a scene of judgment. And what is coming forth from his throne? The river of the water of life. Now I am giving kaikai lo disla tupla na tupla and karam kaikai, and they prosper. All karam kaikai. They become a blessing to the people around them. Now, one am something and disla water of life. The tree of life are obviously the people who do good, or behind him like him lo big man. One am something and disla water of life. The water of life is the law of the Lord, or these words of life will come from the throne. One am something I'm talking, na mibla behind him. Mibla by come a blessing, lonal plus. You understanding me or no? Now looking in some more verse, me just sharing. Blessed is the man that trusts in the Lord, and whose hope the Lord is, for he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh, but her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. Now, Lord, Isaiah 61 verse 3, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified. And in Psalm 92 verses 12 to 14, and the righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of the Lord shall flourish in the courts of our God. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age, and they shall be fat and flourishing. In other words, my brothers and sisters, suppose you me behind him through like him lo big man. Suppose you me choose him behind him like him lo big man, we become like trees where we can bless him or not. You understand him or not? There was a man called Nebuchadnezzar. Do you know this person? Nebuchadnezzar, King Nebuchadnezzar. Who was the prophet that was with him at that time? Prophet Daniel. Daniel bin Staban now. And bin kissing on the vision in the Daniel 4. Na em vision em kissing God and put him was a monthly tribe la DY we go to heaven, na spread go out. And in that vision, all animal can na stop underneath kiss him shade. Now all kissing come stop inside lo DY na pan him house. Now this la fruit em carry mem come up kai lo this la will get a animal will become. People understand the man. And God told Nebuchadnezzar through Daniel that you are the one who blesses the nations. I have made you powerful now. Then you look out in all nation underneath you. You see, my brothers and sisters, you may all get that. You may also want diwa ilo house you mean. We are a blessing to our family. We provide shade and shelter for them. We are able to help them. All kaikailo you mean all stuff. You see, so it is our responsibility to be a blessing to others. Now, time you become a blessing, lo plan. It's an act of judgment. Time you start faithful, lo married blow you. It's an act of judgment, lo like when you start faithful. Time you pikinini blow you harem tok. It's an act of judgment, lo family where pikinini go long. Time you stop healthy, it's an act of judgment to the family where all die lo sickness stuff. You plan understanding me? All these things are for us to be a blessing to others. Like the reason you stop lo this la ground, you know you mean lo stop life you mean is to bless others. The reason you are in your office, is it for yourself to earn pay and go home every fortnight? Why are you in your office? To be a blessing to your people. That's why you are in your office. People are looking for some too, Onoga. You may think that maybe your position is small, but your position has a bearing on everyone else. Like for me as a doctor, I cannot do my work if the cleaner is not doing their work. Place is dirty, I can't help people. It's unhygienic. The people will still get sick. So the cleaner has to clean. We all work together. So whatever you are in which department, you have a big role to play. You're a blessing to those around you and a blessing to the whole society at large. Now God and calling people come a blessing, one an act of judgment and people function good. Like if the government of Bougainville functions well, it's an act of judgment to all the governments in the other provinces, or all the other provincial governments, all the other national governments. People understanding me? Yeah? How can a father be a blessing to a family, to his family if he is dying from cancer? You blow man, planting, all get a blue plan, Papa. Or you got some single man stuff. All get up, Papa. How can you be a blessing to your family if you're dying from sickness? The father is required to keep the home in check. The father is the foundation of the home. If you break the foundation, you break the home. If the father is given to drugs, bad habits, and spending money about, then the family will break. The father has to be healthy, living well in order to be a blessing to his family. Mama, suppose I'm sick, can she be a blessing to her family? No, Gatan. Even got story of one of the worst serial killers. This man killed 17 men and boys. He ate their bodies. After he killed them and sexually abused them all too, and body blow. Nah, he was one of the worst ones. And the reason why he became like that is because family home blame and bagara. The father was always at work. Now mama, I was just like in mama, where I'm like papa lo baby man. I'm two baby, and I'm got baby. So you know now look out in beginning blame. So if the mother is sick, if she has issues, I'm not come a blessing lo family. Pastor suppose I'm sick, or big line of church suppose all sick, all by now look out in church blow too. No, they can't be a blessing. And if a leader is sick, can they be a blessing to their people? No, God. So you might have one of the best leaders when kissing big plus school, but suppose them come start 5 years and them die. What is the point? Or I'm kissing cancer or blood pressure problems or diabetes and them start the house. What is the point? A leader can't be a blessing if they are unhealthy. And you as a public servant, can you serve well if you are sick? No, you can't. You can't be a blessing to your people if you are sick. So you see, we are to be healthy so that we can be a blessing to others. And the main reason why we should be healthy. Not for ourselves to live long, but so that we can bless others. The master why you should come up healthy. And when you have that motive, and by your heart, backslide, this motive, because you will always see that you have someone to bless. You have your family to live for. You have your community to live for. You have your country to live for. But suppose you think you here, and by you fear go na, start good go na, then fear go away, by you go back lo passing where you supposed before. And then you will die quickly and the people lose the blessing. And there is only one source that nourishes the tree. In order for me to be a good doctor, in order for me to serve my family well, serve my country well, I'm only one plus source where waras aron come up, and that's from the throne of God. In other words, you must get relationship one time big man. Relationship one time Yesu. There is no other way to be a blessing. Only that connection to God. Maybe some of us, our connection is not good at this time. But remember, big man sa dwell lo imi olgeta. Whether we choose him or not, he is there for each and every one of us. And he wants us to be alive. He wants us to be well. Wants us to be healthy. Wants us to be a blessing to our families, our communities. Big man, I'm like in this lado, you me all get a man married. So, no can ting or sem, you stop, you yet, strong blue yet, you stop. Big man, I'm stop, name me stop. If he chooses to shut down the sun, say for 3 weeks, I'm shutting down sun, will we survive? All the plants will die. All the vegetation in the ocean will die. The fish will die from hunger. Animals will die from hunger. And then we will eat ourselves. This is Jerusalem. Time will pass, him all get a gate. The people inside from starvation, they started to eat themselves. The mothers started saying, okay, we'll eat your child first. And then some like Yamani more, okay, baby blood isla, and okay, man like blood isla now, no got them run away. That's what was happening in Jerusalem when they were surrounded by Romans and also by the Babylonians, all been making Mosento. That's what happened. And truly, people have a tendency to come up with some kind, unless we have a relationship with the Lord. EMSA provide you. We must remember that we have a source from which we have our life. Everything's a common. So we are trees of righteousness, trees of life. We are to be a blessing to those around us. And time we start good ourselves. All heavy way in society, the lawlessness, everything will disappear. When I see Buka, I see a place where families are still intact. When I go to Mosby, I see broken homes. That's why we have a lot of crime in Mosby. People kill each other like animals. All Mansa rape him, or married or come. We have little toddlers who are raped. 10-month-old babies who are raped. 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds who are raped. They're coming in every week because families are broken. These problems I don't see in Bougainville. Me no looking Lobuka. Me no looking on murders that happen in Mosby happening here. Me no looking on lawlessness. As they'll show in video, all cars will go traffic jam because all go fix the road. Or man go burk him all cars, rouse him or something come out all car. Op him do, rob him all man lo broad daylight. That's what's happening in Mosby. Me no looking lo here. Because the families are still intact. But suppose you me no strong in relationship with the big man, strong in relationship inside the home, come up blessings where we are, then what is happening in Mosby will eventually come here. Because of sicknesses and death, when come to side, look, okay, stop the happiness. So obviously all the other things when we look him, eventually become like him. So I'm up to you me lo making difference. Why should you be healthy? Thank you for listening.
Be able to kiss him a health talk, but health talk too, lo side blow. You know, they're having a spiritual conscience to the things that we're doing in the work we're doing for the government of ABG and for the people of Bougainville. I think maybe we might have like maybe a short question session. Yes. So if you have any questions where people are like me, ask him, Lord Doctor, in regard to anything that he said in the presentation or side blow, you know, just general knowledge on healthy lifestyle, the healthy living. Please, you can have maybe 3 questions or so. Yeah, we plug in time to this slide.